Hello guys, welcome back to this methodical magic in which we are interpreting the karma map, which is the astrology. And as you know, we are always going from symbolic to ideas or energies, and then we translate this to conventional knowledge, which is approachable to our clients, family members, or just us. And from my Vedic astrology courses experience, I've seen that many people are getting stuck when it comes to interpreting those symbols. So they cannot go to these ideas what to say about the conventional knowledge. So in this video, I thought that we will go through 12 charts because the best way is to learn through experience. So I've just chosen 12 activists or politicians, and I will just show you which planets are strong, what are the yogas in the chart, how to see the lordship, and the main basic points. And I hope that after this video, those wall will be a little bit lower and you will have more chances to get in love with Vedic astrology. So let's go to these 12 examples. Okay, so we have the first one, Heinrich Grüber, German politician or activist. And here, remember, no interpretation. We are just learning in this video to understand the symbols and try to get grip about the houses, the yoga formation, the strength of the planets, and so on. So for some people, it could be boring, but I hope that there will be some people that will benefit from this analysis. This North Indian chart, the important thing to remember is that here we are going in that direction. So this is the anti-clockwise. And in the South Indian chart, we are going in this direction, which is the clockwise. That is the first difference. The second difference is that this North Indian chart is egocentric. So it means that houses are always in the same places. So if you are using this chart, ascendant, which is the first house, will always be here. So first house is always here, fourth house is always here, seventh house is always here, and 10th house will always be here. No matter what the ascendant is, the houses will always be in the same places. And because houses represents our areas, we say that this is a little bit egocentric type of chart. Therefore, we are not using it. We are using the God or nature-centric chart, which is either South or East Indian chart. And the signs, luckily in Vedic astrology, we have situation when in each house we have only one sign. And in this Northern chart, the signs are drawn by these numbers here, right? So here we have 9th, which is Sagittarius. Here will be Capricorn. Then we have Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and so on. So we are going sign by sign in this anti-clockwise direction, right? Also, this first 4, 7, and 10, these houses are called Kendra. These are the foundations of our life. So this chart is good for methodology, which is, for example, trying to investigate what is your Kendra in this house, what is your personal life, and things like that. So in this chart, North Indian chart, we are going anti-clockwise. Houses are always in the same places. Now, the situation is a bit different in the South Indian chart because here we are going always clockwise and also sign by sign, but here the houses are represented by this AS. So AS means ascendant. This is always the first house. Remember, ascendant is the first house. In Sanskrit, we call it Lagna. Here we have the first house. Here we are second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, and so on. But this is only for people who are having Sagittarius ascendant. If you are having Virgo ascendant, then AS in this chart will be here, right? And then first house will be here, second house will be here, third house will be here, fourth house will be here. So in this South Indian chart, we have again two traits. The first one is that we are going always clockwise, and here the signs are in the same places. So always in those corners, you will have dual signs. Here we have always Pisces, here we have always Gemini, here we have Virgo, and here we have Sagittarius. Whatever ascendant you will have, whatever chart you will take, in this place there will be always Pisces. Here there will be always Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay? But depending on your ascendant placement, this Cancer here could be your 7th house, or it could be 2nd house, it could be 5th house, 10th house, and so on, depending when that AS is there. For example, for this chart, Sagittarius, the Cancer would be the 8th house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, my experience from teaching Vedic astrology courses is that to enable us the tips for easy counting, we can remember that the house which is opposite will be always the seventh from its placement. So, for example, this sign here, because it's opposite to it, it will be seventh, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you may count faster, just see the opposite. And then, for example, if you want to see this place, this will be 7, 8, 9, right? Similarly here, right? If your ascendant, let's say, is here, then the opposite house, which is this house, will be seventh. So it's easier to count. This will be ninth. The other tip, a very easy tip, but there are really tips for the beginners. If your ascendant is here, then, for example, if you want to know which house is that, don't count all of the houses here, just count backwards. So this will be 12th house, and this will be your 11th house. Or if your ascendant is here in Virgo, and you want to know which house is that, then instead of counting all of the houses here, you may just count backwards, knowing that there are 12 houses and 12 signs. So this will be 12, this will be 11, this will be 10th house. So also these two shortcuts. Again, going back to this, we have here the number Sagittarius, right? And AS, always we have first house here. So now the abbreviation of these planets, the MO, here we have Moon, Jupiter, Mercury, Rahu, Venus, Mars, and Sun, Saturn, and Ketu. So we have 9 such, we call them grahas. Grahas are those objects in the sky which can cause grahana, which is eclipsing of our mind, and they are controlling our karma or whatever we do. 2 nodes of the moon, Ketu and Rahu, these are the nodes of the moon. And then we have 5 tattva grahas, which is the Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and Venus, because they are ruling the elements. For example, Jupiter is ether, Mercury is the earth, Venus is water, Mars is fire, and Saturn is the air. And then we have these luminaries, right? Sun and the moon. So we have luminaries, we have nodes, Rahu and Ketu, and then we have these 5 tattva grahas. They are 9 such objects to analyze. Similarly here, the ascendant is here, the first house. Ascendant is the first house. So we will have moon in the second house. Also, you need to know the order of the signs, right? Remember that here are the dual signs in the corner. So Pisces is always here, Gemini is always here, Virgo is here, and Sagittarius is here. Now, if you know the order, you know that after Gemini, and you know we are going clockwise direction, right? So after Gemini, we have Cancer, then we have Leo, Virgo, then we have Libra, we have Scorpio. After Sagittarius, we have Capricorn, and after Capricorn, we have Aquarius, and here we are going to the Pisces. And then here again, we are starting with Aries, Taurus, and so on. So in this South Indian chart, the signs will always be in those places, and the houses will change. For example, for this case, we have first house or ascendant in the Sagittarius. Therefore, moon is in the second house. Jupiter, let's erase that. Ascendant is here, first house. Moon is in the second in Capricorn. So you need to always know the house and the sign, right? Jupiter is in the third, Aquarius. Rahu, Venus, and Mercury are in the sixth house in the Taurus. Sun and Mars are in the seventh house in the Gemini, and Saturn is in the ninth house in the Leo, and Ketu is in the 12th house in the Scorpio. The same situation is here, but it's different perspective, right? Here we have first house, moon is in the second, in 10th house is 10th sign is Capricorn. Jupiter is in the third house, 11 is here, Aquarius. Mercury, Rahu, Venus, this is the sixth house, and we have here the number second, which is Taurus. Mars and Sun are in the seventh house in Gemini. Saturn is the ninth house in the Leo, and Ketu is in the 12th house in the Scorpio. So it's the same thing, but the way of writing it or marking all those astronomical positions for astrological interpretation is different. Okay, now we have the Julius Leber chart, also a German politician or activist. We have here Sagittarius ascendant again. So again, Sagittarius, how we know that? Because here we have the number 9. 9 is the ninth sign is Sagittarius. And here in this box, we have the AS. So AS is always first house, and we are going here clockwise. Remember, here we are going clockwise, here we are going anti-clockwise in this North Indian chart. So Jupiter is in the third house. Here we have Aquarius. Rahu and Moon are in the 6th house. Here we have Taurus. Saturn and Mars are in the 10th house, right? Because we can count reverse. Here will be the 12th, 11th, and 10th house. And we know that here is the Virgo. And after Virgo, we have Libra. After Libra, we have Scorpio. So in the 12th house, we have sign Scorpio. And here we have 4 planets: Venus, Sun, Ketu, and Mercury. Maybe just for practice, let's see one more chart where the ascendant is in different sign. Because the ascendant, which is the 1st house, can be in all 12 signs, depending on which hour you are born. So for example, in this chart of Gregor Gysi, this is the SPD politician also from Germany, we have ascendant in the, here you have number 6, which is Virgo. Also in the South Indian perspective or chart, you will see the ascendant is now here. Remember, previously it was here because here we have Sagittarius. Now the AS abbreviation is in the 6th house here, right? So here we have Virgo. So therefore, we have 2nd house here because we are going clockwise in this, for this South Indian chart, we are going clockwise. For this, we are going anti-clockwise, right? So after Virgo, we have Libra. After Libra, we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo, right? So now if we have all of these, you may draw this in your paper and put on your fridge, and then you will, after 7 days of looking at it, you will get this in your memory. So here we have ascendant in Virgo. In Libra, which is 2nd house, we have Ketu. In 3rd house, where Scorpio is, we have Jupiter. So we can say that Jupiter is in the 3rd house in the Scorpio. Now, Sagittarius is in the 4th house, but there is no planets here. In the 5th house, where Capricorn is, we have Sun and Mercury. In the 6th house, we have Venus and the Moon in Aquarius. 7th house is Pisces, but it's empty, no planets, or no grahas to be more exact. In 8th, we have Rahu in Aries. In 10th, we have empty. The 11th house, we have Saturn in Cancer. And in the 12th house, we have Mars in Leo. So this is how you will understand the sign and house. Similarly, in the northern chart, ascendant is always here, so it's easy. Ketu is in the 2nd house in the Libra, 7th is Libra. So here the signs are those numbers in the North Indian chart. Therefore, for some people it's easier, but it's not really the Vedic chart. This North Indian chart has come from Greeks or other traditions. The Vedic charts are South and East Indian types. Therefore, we are not really using this North Indian chart. Jupiter is in the 3rd house in Scorpio. Mercury and Sun are in Capricorn in the 5th house. And then we have Moon and Venus in Aquarius in the 6th house. Rahu in the 8th house in Aries. Saturn in the 11th in Cancer. And Mars is in the 12th in the Leo, because 5th house is there. Let's do another one. I know that for some people it's very boring and it's torture, but I remember that this needs to be practiced a lot, that it will be ingrained in our brain, and therefore we are able to use it. So let's see one more chart. I think that it will be longer than I thought. As usual, this happens. So I will see what is the response to this video. And if you would like to see another such basic videos, then we will do part 2, which will have yoga formation, Yuti, Drishtin, Parivartana, and strength of planets. No interpretation, just how to read the symbols. So don't forget to subscribe so you will not miss that video in the future when it will come to us. So this is Petra Kelly chart. And what we have here, interesting, all of these ascendants are dual signs, right? So in this, let's start maybe now with the South Indian chart. We see that the AS, this is the first thing you need to find, AS, this is the ascendant. This is in the Gemini, because always in this place, in this box, we have Gemini. Remember that good way to know where are the signs is start with the corners, because in the corners we have dual signs. So here we have always Pisces, here we have always Gemini, here we have always Virgo, and here we have always Sagittarius. And then you need to know the natural order of signs. After Sagittarius we have Capricorn and Aquarius. After Pisces we have Aries and Taurus. After Gemini we have Cancer and Leo, and then Virgo, right? Here we have after Virgo, Libra and Scorpio. So now it's very easy. Ascendant is here. We have Moon in the first house, Moon in the ascendant in the Gemini. We have Saturn in second house in the Cancer. We have Mars in third house in Leo. Virgo, fourth, empty. In Libra, we have Mercury and Ketu in the fifth house. Sun and Jupiter are in the sixth house in the Scorpio. We have Venus in the seventh house in Sagittarius. Capricorn is empty, eighth house. Aquarius is empty, ninth house. Pisces is also empty, the 10th house. And Rahu is in the 11th in the Aries. And Taurus is the 12th house, but it's also empty. In the North Indian chart, the signs are here written as numbers. Moon in the first, Gemini. Saturn in second, Cancer. Mars in the third, in Leo. Ketu and Mercury in the fifth, in Libra. Jupiter and Sun in sixth, Scorpio. Venus in seventh house, because opposite is always the seventh, remember? Sagittarius, seventh house, Venus. Rahu is in the 11th in Aries, because first is always Aries. And in the 12th, we have Taurus, nothing is there. So this is how you read those charts. My recommendation is to learn East Indian chart. My secondary option would be that South Indian, this one in the bottom. Maybe let's end here to make it short. That will be the reading the chart, then we will have the bad and good houses, the lordship of the signs, then we will have yoga formation, and then strength of the planets. So I hope there will be some response to this types of video. If you like them, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe for more, join our Discord community. If you like me to help you read your chart, the dashas, vargas, the yogas, when which planet will be active, and the remedies, the positive and one blocking negative, then hit me up with this email and we will schedule the consultation on Zoom, 60 or 90 minutes. If you'd like to know also very basic video about the ninth house, then please consider watching this one here.